How you guys doing? Welcome to In the Spread. Once again, I'm Cory Allen. And what you're about to see is a little segment that we did illustrating how you guys can approach and tack a channel adjacent flat. Now, channel adjacent flats come in all different shapes and sizes. They're caused by different formations, whether it's a silt deposit from a delta coming in. The ones that occur on Melton Hill a lot of times are literally part of a structure situation. It's a little bit unique to this as far as being in a Muskie system, which is basically where the water that is outside of the channel is shallow and the only deep water coming in is from the side, the tributaries that come in. So they cut into the channel in the flat and they make these areas of deep water that literally intersect. So we fish those flats, but almost any southern reservoir fishery you fish, you're gonna find some situation where the geography and the water flow has at some point created a channel adjacent flat. And sometimes they can be intimidating. Sometimes people don't know how to attack them. A lot of the big struggle with it is a lot of people don't really understand how to correlate shallow water to deep water without it being directly correlated to the bank. And it's just a confidence thing, and that's what we try to do. We try to teach you how to be confident in concepts and things you might not be familiar with, things that go outside just what you visually see when you're fishing what people call structure. This is real structure. This is real structure fishing where you're focused more exactly on what the bottom's doing and everything else just kind of falls in on icing on the cake. And that's what I really hope you guys take away from this is you're gonna have the confidence to go out and find these structures that aren't just sticking up like sore thumbs. It's not a lay down. It's not a big point sticking out. They literally, to us, it just looks like flat water. But to the fish, it's home sweet home. All right. This is Cory Allen in the Spread. We're continuing our series on muskie fishing, and today we are on a reservoir, Melton Hill Reservoir to be exact. And right now we are dealing with the end of the transition between spawning and post-spawn back into kind of their normal routine. So right now we've got fish that are traversing from the creek arms and the side feeder stream cuts from the channel to the main channel, and they're moving back out to get into kind of what they do all summer and into the fall. So right now, I would say probably 80% of the fish are well done with the spawn. A lot of them are already kind of back to norm. And it's a cool opportunity. Like, it's one of those times of the year where in the summer, a lot of it's trolling. In the spring, most of it's casting, at least in this situation. This is the kind of time where you start to cover the whole spectrum of the water column. And you can catch fish trolling and then casting and then jigging, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of where everything kind of comes into play. But right now, cast number one. We're gonna be fishing out here off of a big flat that is the juncture of two river channels, one forming this cove and one being the river channel that formed the actual lake itself. And you have to remember that is every time you're fishing a reservoir, I like to describe reservoirs as interstates with exits. And reservoirs don't even exist unless there's a creek to dam up or a river. And so you really have to base most of your interpretation on a reservoir off of the channel. So when I'm analyzing stuff like this, looking at a map, I'll be able to pull up a map a little bit later to show you, I look for these junctures.